Hey, what's going on, Ecom Dominators? Cynthia here, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can start selling print-on-demand tumblers on Shopify. Now, this is part of my print-on-demand series where I will pick one product and I will show you how to find your suppliers, some design tips, and I'll also show you how to create your ad so that you can drive traffic to your website. And so far, I've created a video on how to sell canvas prints, hats, leggings, and a few other ones. So if you're interested in watching those, I actually have a full playlist on my channel dedicated to print on demand, so just go back and watch it. And also, if you're new to my channel, hey, what's up? My name is Cynthia and I teach everything related to print on demand. And don't forget, if you found value in this video, to please leave a like. That way I know to make more content just like this, and I will keep making these videos as long as you guys keep on watching it. Now let's hop right inside the tutorial. So welcome to my print-on-demand tumblers tutorial, where I'll show you from A to Z on how to start selling tumblers on Shopify using different suppliers. Now, this is a product series that I'm actually doing on my channel where I will review in depth the different products that you can start selling with the print-on-demand business model. So if you missed it, just go back on my channel and let's get started. And very quickly, if you are new to the print-on-demand business model, I actually did a full tutorial showing you what it is and how you can get started, literally an A to Z full tutorial. So if you are interested in registering for my free training, just head on over to build.teebootcamp.com. In this video, I just want to keep it super short, so I won't have time to go over exactly all of the details. So just go ahead and register for that training and I'll go more in depth. But very quickly, in a nutshell, print on demand is basically taking a design and we're going to put it on various different products like t-shirts, mugs, pillows, canvases, backpacks, almost anything you can think of that where you can print a design on, you can actually do with print on demand. But in this case, we're actually going to put it on a tumbler because this is what this video is about. So keep in mind, with print on demand, we're not owning this specific tumbler in every single color in our basement. With print on demand, we actually harness someone else's inventory and equipment to help us print these products. So we're talking about a third-party supplier that actually carries the specific inventory. So whether you sell one tumbler or 10 tumblers, they're going to print as you get your order. So it doesn't matter how much you sell. If you only sell 5, then they're only going to print 5 and you're only responsible for what you sell. So that is such an amazing business model, in my opinion, because we don't ever need to invest in inventory, because sometimes that can require a lot of upfront capital, which we don't really have when we get started. But with print on demand, all you really need is a design file and that's it. We don't need any of the inventory. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. With print-on-demand tumblers, in my opinion, you can get better profit margins than mugs. They're also commonly purchased as gifts, especially during the holiday season. And with tumblers, they're easily customizable. You can put people's name on it. You can almost print anything that your customers request on these tumblers. And with these personalized products, you can actually charge double the price because people are willing to pay more for something that's personalized. Also, what I love about tumblers, it's such a great product for almost any niche. A lot of times when people enter into a specific niche, they get hung up on what type of products can they sell for the fitness niche or the hunting niche or the animal niche. And oftentimes with tumblers, you can actually apply it to almost any niche because you're really just putting an expression or someone's name or a design that actually speaks to that specific audience. So I've actually listed a few on up here. The first one is fitness. You can do the family niche. Wedding is very popular. Yoga, animals, nurses. Almost any niche will fit into this category. So tumblers are such a great product no matter what niche you're in. Also, with tumblers, it's very different than if you're designing for t-shirts or any direct to garment printing, because with tumblers, it is usually etched on using some sort of laser equipment. So for tumblers, try to keep your designs very simple. I like to do more text heavy than graphics, because with graphics, oftentimes it doesn't actually translate on tumblers as well as say a t-shirt. So make sure that you keep your design very, very simple. Now, before we hop into the tutorial, we need to go and figure out what kind of suppliers actually carry tumblers in their catalog. So if you go on Tee Launch, it is a great supplier because they have different varieties of tumblers. They have wine tumblers, water bottle tumblers, just so many. I'll be showing you a little bit later on. Also, I also recommend Printfy because they actually have a tumbler that you can print all over, which is amazing. If you have a pattern design, these will work very well on Printfy. If you don't know what I mean, I'll be showing you an example later on. Also, make sure that you have your Shopify store set up already. I actually did a complete tutorial on this on my channel, or you can register for my free training at build.teebootcamp.com. I'm going to show you exactly how to set your Shopify store up. I don't want to show you in this video because it will take way too long. So just go back and watch my previous tutorials on my channel, and I'm going to show you exactly how to build it out on Shopify. Also, if you prefer to sell on Etsy, that's absolutely fine as well. I actually did a tutorial on Etsy as well, so just go back and watch those videos on my channel. I actually show you exactly how to set this up. Coming on over to Etsy, I'm actually going to show you a few stores that are having success selling tumblers. Now, keep in mind, never take or steal anyone's work. Always come up with your own unique designs and take these as inspiration. So the first one that we're going to take a look at is called Wimley Mugs. I think that's how you pronounce it. But they have currently over 25,000 sales, and that says a lot about this store. Now, they do sell other things like mugs, but we're not going to talk about that. If we look down here, they sell mostly wine tumblers down here, which if we take a look at some of their designs, you can take inspiration as to what they're selling. So over here, this is obviously for the camping niche. If you are in the doctor's niche, you can sell something like this. You can also sell custom tumblers with someone else's name. So this one says Tina, Brenda. If you're in the family's niche, you can sell this as well. So just come down here and see what they're selling. This one is obviously in the cat niche, the dog niche. Now for the second store, I like how they set this up because they do have a lot of seasonal designs. So depending on what holiday season it is, they actually create tumblers for that, which I love. So you can see here how they set this all up. I don't believe this is a print on demand store. They probably do hold the inventory and print it on their own, but you don't have to hold inventory. If you want to start selling tumblers, you can just use the recommended suppliers that I mentioned before. So another thing is you can actually order these yourself and take pictures if that's something that you want to do, or you can just create a mock-up. Let's take a look at the third one. I love this store as well. They currently have over 23,000 sales already, and they mostly just sell tumblers, maybe some coolers, and that's it. But let's take a look at what they're selling. So you can see they do a lot of custom work with people's name on it. This one is obviously for the wedding niche, for the groomsmen and the groom. You can do one for the bride and the bridesmaid. They have a lot of combo products, which I love. Just look through here and see if anything catches your eye, if you think that it applies to your niche, if you currently have your own Shopify store. Now, another one I want to take a look at is Piper Lou. Now, this is not an Etsy store. It's actually a Shopify store. And they have tons of tumblers here that you can really take inspiration from as to, what their design looks like. Now, keep in mind, if you look at their designs, it's very simple, basic text. As I mentioned before, you definitely want to keep your designs very simple because of the nature on how it is printed. It's not printed on a garment. It's really printed with a laser. It's laser etched onto the tumbler itself. So make sure that your design is very simple. If you want to add in graphics, just add in very simple, basic clip art graphics so that it can be printed well on the tumbler. So just take a look here. They have a lot of personalization. You can do that as well. But there's one that I saw, which is right over here. And I like looking at specific products because I can look at how much they're charging. So they're charging $34.99 for the 30 ounce, and then for the 20 ounce they're charging $29.99. You can use the same exact pricing, or you can charge however you want, but either way these are very competitive pricing to what other people are charging. So when you're thinking about the tumblers are too expensive, they're actually selling for $34.99 plus shipping. So, just imagine your profit margin every time you sell one of these. And they have tons of colors that you can select from. Now, before I hop on over to Shopify to show you how to create those tumblers, if you want a step-by-step tutorial on how to get started with Etsy, go back and watch this video over here. And if you want a step-by-step tutorial for Shopify, then watch this video over here. I walk you through everything, including the setup and how to get started. So go back and watch these two videos. Also, I know I'm going to be getting questions. Well, Cynthia, how do I actually go out and get designers? You can go on a place like Fiverr.com and you can find graphics designers that can help you create tumbler designs, t-shirt designs, whatever designs you need for print on demand. You can find them here. Obviously, they all have different skill sets, different pricing. So obviously find one that fits your niche aesthetic as well as a price point that you both can agree on. So obviously come take a look and see their work and see what type of designs they can do. Now, I've actually had one of my designers send a simple text design over to me for the purpose of this tutorial. So coming on over to Shopify, I have Tee Launch already integrated with this test store. And if you come under drinkware, you'll be able to see all different types of mugs and tumblers. So like I said, Tee Launch have a amazing variety of tumblers. They have the 20 ounce, the 30 ounce, they have water tumblers, the boho, and the wine tumbler. So they all are pretty much the same. Just pick one that you want to promote, or you can, upload a design in all different types of tumblers as well. So I'm actually going to pick the 30 ounce tumbler as an example, and I can just click start designing. Now, very quickly before I move on, because a lot of people, they just go ahead and find a designer, but they don't actually read some of the important information from each of the suppliers. So depending on what supplier you get, you need to get the right dimensions. So in this case, they're saying that the maximum design area is 1,000 pixels by 750 pixel. And so you can actually download the template here. So simply, if you click on this button, they'll give you this nice template, which you can actually go ahead and send it to your designer and say, hey, I need a tumbler design and it needs to fit in this design area. Let them know that it has to be 1,000 by 750 pixel, so they know how big the design has to be, because if it's too small, it will look horrible on the tumbler, and if it's too big, it won't allow you to upload. So just a few things to keep in mind. Again, it really just depends which supplier you go with. Make sure to read all the fine print. So in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and upload my design, and I'll be right back. So I just uploaded my design. Now keep in mind, as I mentioned before, keep your design super simple. I'd never go complicated with this. So the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and click review and publish designs. So right now they're actually going to generate a preview on the side on how the design will look like on your tumbler. What I love about Tee Launch are these mock-ups are actually super realistic. So as you can see, they have one in every color. So I'm just going to show you one very quickly. So let me see if I can open this in a new tab so you can see it. So there you go. I think it looks amazing. You can actually copy this exact tumbler and then you can create an amazing ad with it. So again, with print on demand, we are not owning every single tumbler and every single color, and we're not printing these ourselves. These are done by our supplier, in this case by Tee Launch. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a name, and I'm just going to say, I just need coffee, and then I can just write tumbler. You can obviously add in a collection if you have it. So for my selling price, I can go with $34.99. You can do whatever you want. You can even set it at $39.99, whatever you want. And for the weight, it really just depends how you set your weight in Shopify. So make sure you do set up your shipping settings. So in this case, I'm just going to leave it because everyone's will be different. And then I'm going to scroll all the way down and I'm going to click publish to my store. And then I'm going to click OK. And automatically Tee Launch will sync all of the products that you see over here right on over to your Shopify store. There's really no manual work involved. It's just all, uploading your design and then exporting it back into Shopify so you can start selling it. Now, once Tee Launch has synced your product with Shopify, you can go under products and then you can change out the title, description, update anything that you want. And I'm going to go into the front page, and just right now, people can come to your store and start purchasing. Again, with print on demand, there's really not too much manual work. All you have to do is really to upload the product and then let Tee Launch take care of the rest. So we can actually sell this product now. We just have to drive traffic. So the next thing that we do need is we need to create an ad copy so that we can run our ads. So you can run it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, so many different places that you can drive traffic to your products to be sold. So if we come back on over to Piper Lou, and if you take a look at a lot of their tumblers, they have an amazing, background where they have, a table and a nice background so it looks pretty. Again, you don't want to go, and advertise just the Tumblr without making the ad copy look amazing. So right now I'm going to show you exactly how you can create something like this, and then you can upload it on to your Shopify store and also use it as an ad copy. So let's hop on over. So how can we create these quality mock-ups so we can use it for our store and for our Facebook ad? So I like to go on different websites like Pixel or Pixabay where I can find different backgrounds that I can actually use for my tumblers. Another option is you can hire a designer either on Fiverr, Upwork, 99 Designs to create a custom layout for you. That's absolutely fine if that's the route that you want to go to. Also, if you're, say you're on a budget and you want to create one yourself, I'm actually going to show you a mini tutorial on how I actually do it. And I actually use Photoshop for this. Now, some of you guys are asking, is Photoshop expensive? Is it cheap? Should I get it? Should I not? Personally, in my opinion, if you're going to be in the print on demand business, you absolutely need Photoshop. It's super cheap to get. It's literally $10 per month. But for what you can do with Photoshop to create your ads and things like that, it's 100% worth it. You'll make that money back regardless. So let me hop on over and show you exactly how I create my own mockup. So right now I am on Pexels, and all I did was I typed in table background, and I found one here that I can actually use to make, a Tumblr mockup like the one that I showed you from Piper Lou. So you can actually go ahead and download this copy, and I just actually opened it up in my Photoshop. And what you have to do is make sure that you fit it into a square. It depends where you're going to be advertising this add-on. So in this case, we're going to be doing Facebook. So Facebook does prefer a square ad. So I just have it placed inside of a square so it looks amazing. And then the next thing that we want to do is I'm going to come back here. I'm actually going to copy the Tumblr. So I'm going to go ahead, backspace, copy, come back on over to Photoshop, and I'm going to paste it in. Obviously it's too big, so I'm going to resize it very quickly and make it look like it's sitting on the table just like that. And boom, we're almost done. You can add in different things. You can add in text, you can add in sparkles, whatever you want to add in to your ad, you can do that as well. So another trick is a lot of people are saying, Cynthia, this ad copy doesn't look realistic. It just looks like the Tumblr is just laying right on top of the background. So another thing I recommend is adding a shadow at the bottom so it looks like semi-realistic. So what I like to do is I like to click on this tool here where I can create an oval shape right at the bottom. So let me show you. First thing I want to do is I'm going to hide out the Tumblr so I can show you exactly what I'm doing. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to select a black color, because it looks more like a shadow, and I'm going to kind of put in an oval so it looks like a shadow underneath, so it looks like that. And the next thing what you want to do is you want to make sure that you changed the opacity, which is over here. So I'm actually going to lighten it up so it looks more like a shadow. So as you can see, that lightens up like that. And just get it to the opacity that you like, and that it looks realistic. So I like how this looks like right now. And I'm going to unhide my tumbler. So as you can see, it just looks like it's this shadow is coming from the tumbler. So obviously here, I'm just going to adjust it a little bit. So this one looks like it's a little too big. So I can obviously go in and readjust it if I want to. Let me do that and just kind of make it smaller. So just basically make it until you are satisfied with how it looks like. So I'm just going to click enter. So as you guys can see, it looks like the tumbler is really sitting on the table because I just put in and added in the shadows. Obviously you can make it darker if you want, but I think it looks perfect. So just little things like this that you can create very super realistic mock-ups. Again, you can always hire someone else to create these for you. You don't actually have to know how to do this. Now, another thing that I like to do is I can also change the background. So if I come on back on over to Pexels, I can type in, instead of table background, I can type in a garden background, and I can actually change the background myself, and I can just pick one from here, any one that you like, and copy it and come on back to Photoshop to change out the background. So if you don't like this background, you can absolutely change it, but just keep the table. So let me show you how to do this. Now keep in mind, you don't have to be an expert, and if this is confusing to you, obviously just hire someone to do it for you. But if you follow along, you can obviously do this by yourself. So very quickly, I'm going to hide out the tumbler so I can show you the background. And what you want to do is you want to click on this rectangle tool here, and this will allow you to delete any of the images that you don't want to use. So over here, make sure that you have selected your background. I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to select everything in the background that I don't want, because I want to change out the backgrounds, and I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. Super easy and simple, but we're going to keep the table. So then again, I just found this garden photo from Pexels, and then I just add it to the back so it looks like that. It looks super amazing. Again, depending on your niche, you can change the background to fit whatever it is. If say your niche is fitness, you maybe want to have a gym background, or if your niche is in dogs, you might want to have like a home or the park or whatever. So another thing you can do is if the background looks too vibrant and it doesn't really match the color of the table, you can obviously come here and change out the opacity, just kind of have it blend into the background and not kind of overpower your actual product. So you can actually do that as well. I'm actually going to lighten it just a bit, and I'm going to add back in the tumbler, and voila, you have a completely different new ad that you can apply literally for any niche that you want. Just make sure that it makes sense and that it doesn't overpower the actual product. I definitely want to show you guys different backgrounds that I actually have my designer create for me that I can use. Now these would take a little bit more skill. Obviously, I'm not a designer and I don't know how to create these special effects, but you can obviously hire someone to create something even more unique and intricate for you. So this is more of something holiday-ish. So with the holiday season coming up, you can obviously use this type of mock-up to sell any kind of mugs, tumblers. So if I put in my mug like this, I can change different things. So for this one, my designer actually added in this kind of light that kind of overshadows the mock-up to make it look a lot more realistic, like as if we are in a cabinet up in the mountain. So that's the look and feel you want to go for. That's absolutely fine. Again, you need to find a designer that can do this for you, and then I can actually move the light however I want. So I can just move it like this if I want, or I can just take it out. I've also had them add in some of the snow looking things here, so I can actually overlay it on my Tumblr to make it look like it's kind of outdoorsy, things like that. So again, you can get as creative as you want. If you're a designer, great, you can create your own. Also, let me show you one more just to give you a different vibe. Again, this one I had a designer create this for me. This one I just added the lights that lay at the top. And I'm just going to quickly bring over my Tumblr just to show you how it looks like. Boom, just like that. Again, super easy and simple. It really doesn't take a lot of time. Once you get the right background, you can actually put as many Tumblers overlaying it and you have an amazing mock-up. Now, before I move on, I want to show you very quickly on how Printfy works. They also have Tumblers as well, but they don't actually have the same ones as T-Launch. Again, it just all depends what type of Tumblers you want to sell. So over here on Printfy, I'm going to show you this one over here. With Printfy, this one, I believe they allow you to print all over the Tumblr. So if that's something that you're interested in, obviously give it a try. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. I'm just going to go ahead and add in my design. So I just uploaded my design. Now make sure that your design does cover up any white space here, because when Printfy goes and print it, we don't want the patterns to only fall on certain parts of the tumbler. We want to make sure that it wraps all the way around. So make sure that it does cover everything on here. So you just expand it. Another thing is what I like about Printfy is they'll tell you how good your resolution is. So it'll say low, medium, high. So make sure it says high so that the print quality will be amazing and that you're not going to get any complaints. So then I'm going to go ahead and click Save Product. So here is a preview on how my design looks like. So if you prefer something more patterned and you just want color for your tumblers, and then I recommend that you test out Printfy. But if you prefer more like something what Piper Lou is doing, where they laser etch their tumblers, then I will go with T-Launch. So depending on what type of tumbler you want to purchase, you can pick your suppliers from there. Both T-Launch and Printfy are amazing print-on-demand suppliers. So I recommend that you go out and just kind of play with the designs and see what you like. The next thing that we want to do is we want to hop on over to our Facebook page. Now, if you don't have a Facebook page or you don't even have a Facebook business account, I actually created an amazing tutorial showing you exactly how you can create your own Facebook page. Just go back and watch it. I'll probably leave a card up on the screen somewhere if you don't already have one. But given that you've already have your own Facebook page, you can go ahead and create a post. Now this post will be used as your actual ad, but you can obviously create it here first. I'm going to click Create Post. I'm going to go ahead and upload my ad. So I just uploaded the ad creative that we designed on over from Photoshop, so you can see it right over here. Again, if you don't know how to do any of this or you don't want to be bothered doing this, obviously hire someone else to do this for you. Now the next thing, we're going to craft our description for our ad. So I can say things like, grab your next favorite tumbler. Then you can say buy it here, and then go ahead and add in a link. I'm just going to go back to my Shopify store, copy it, and then paste it in right over here. And then you can go ahead and post it. That was super easy and simple. So again, we already created our ad. You can obviously create it when you go and enter in all the targeting, and you can do it at the very end when you create your Facebook ad. But for me, I just prefer to create the ad right on my page so I can just select it later on. So now is the time where we're going to go ahead and create the actual ad. So the first thing you need to do is go on over to Ads Manager and then click Create. And then they're going to give you different objectives. So in this case, since we're selling a physical product, we definitely want to optimize our ads for people who will most likely purchase. So I'm going to go ahead and click Conversions. And then I can go ahead and actually name my campaign. I'm going to go ahead and name it Coffee Tumbler Demo. And then I'm just going to click Continue. Next thing you need to do is make sure that you have selected the correct pixel that you want to run it on that matches the Facebook page. I know a lot of people run multiple Shopify stores, so it's very important that you get this organized and know which pixel goes with which page. Now, the next thing we want to do is select a conversion event. This is actually telling Facebook what you want your ad to be optimized for. So you can select things like add to cart, search, contact, but in this case, I'm going to go straight to purchase. And then we're going to come down here. Now you get to select your daily budget, how much you want Facebook to spend every single day. So when you're testing any new product, I like to start off with $5. I don't care if you're a newbie or experienced seller, you always start off with $5 whenever you are testing. This way you'll get an extremely good data to see whether or not people will respond to your ad. And then the next thing you want to do is, you can set in your locations if there's certain places you want to target. So we're going to go with United States. And then for the age, I'm just going to go ahead and click edit. And then I'm going to select 20 and up just to make sure they do have a credit card. And I'm just going to leave the gender broad. And then here is the part where we get to select different targetings, who we want our ad to be shown to. So in this case, I'm going to type in people who are interested in coffee. And then always uncheck the detailed targeting expansion because we don't want Facebook to expand our targeting. And then I always click manual placements, and I say this for every single tutorial. I always just start off with the Facebook newsfeed whenever I test a new design because I don't want Facebook showing it to audience network, Messenger, Instagram, because I feel like you won't get, as great of a data as if you're showing people just in the news feed, because this is literally where most people are looking at when they log into Facebook. So I'm going to uncheck everything and then make sure that this is the only one that is selected. And then I'm just going to go ahead and click next. So now for the last step, we are going to select the ad that we just created from our Facebook page. So just come down here, and instead of create an ad, I'm just going to click use existing post, and I'm just going to go ahead and select the post that we just created, which is right over here. Click continue, and then right on the side, you're going to get a preview on how your ad will actually appear and how it actually looks like when people scroll through their newsfeed. You can also add in a call to action button. So in this case, I'm going to click shop now and then enter in my website URL, copy, paste it here, and then click update my post. And then there you have it. You have an amazing ad that you can start running right now. You can see, make sure you don't have any spelling errors, make sure you do have a link, and then go ahead and click publish. And it's, Facebook will have to go through a review process, make sure there's nothing wrong with your ad, you're not violating any of their policies, and then they'll begin spending your budget. Now, very quickly before I end this video, I want to talk about driving traffic. It doesn't really matter that you have a good product or a good website. If you can't understand how to get customers to your website, then you're going to have a hard time sustaining your e-commerce store. So I'm going to talk about paid and organic traffic. So first off, for paid, as you saw, I ran my Facebook ad, but you can really run it on Instagram. You can do it Pinterest, Twitter, so many different social media platforms that you can run your ads on. So again, you can watch my complete Facebook ads tutorial. It's a completely different video that I did on my channel, so go back and watch that. Also, another one that people like to neglect are reaching out to influencers in your niche. So you can go on Instagram or YouTube and find people who already have an established audience and ask them, hey, can we pay you maybe $50 to show our product to your audience, or would you prefer us to send you a product? So basically strike a deal with them and ask them, would they be interested in sharing your product with their audience? Now, I know I'll get questions about, Cynthia, I don't want to go through the paid route. Can you show me a few organic methods? Absolutely, but keep in mind with organic traffic, make sure that you have built a social media following either on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, or Twitter before you actually promote your products, because if you don't have a following, there's no one to actually notice your brand at all. So if you're interested in growing any of your social media, you can watch all of my previous videos on my channel. I actually created separate playlists for Facebook and Pinterest, so you can go back and watch them. Super valuable information. I'll show you exactly how to grow it. You can absolutely do it organically. You don't actually have to pay for this. However, if you're the type of person, you have the budget and you want to get your product out there quicker, obviously go with the pay route. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Also, if there is a print-on-demand product that you want me to focus on for my next video, please leave it down in the comment section below. And until next time, I will see you guys in my next video. Live free.